Howdy, folks, and welcome to our preview of racing tomorrow. Tomorrow, racing on Friday, the 20th of January, is back down in Gqeberha. Racing is on the turf track down at Fairview, and we have 8 races carded tomorrow, with the first race jumping at 1:45. Now, many will say, where on earth is Nino? Nino is doing his rendition of the Ghostryder, because you're not going to be able to see him tonight, but you are going to be able to hear him, because Nino's got a problem with his camera. So Nino Podesta in the background. Good evening. How are you?
I'm good, Nico. Good evening. No, sorry about this. I don't know, some kind of technical problem with the computer.
Yeah, we'll have to sort that out, but there's no wasting time here, so we'll continue with our preview. What does the race card look like? 8 races carded. What do you think?
Well, I think it's a very competitive card, Nico. So starting with the first race, I think very competitive, and a couple of others, but there are one or two where I think we might have the winner.
Okay, well, I'm going to put up your selections whilst we chat about the races. So let's go to that slide, and let's go to the first race of the day. So race number 1, you told me before coming on here that there's a couple that could win this, and you 1 hour think one horse will win, the next hour think that it might be your second choice that might win. So what do you fancy?
Nico, I think it's a very competitive race to start off with, because it's not a very strong field taking on each other. But I do believe that the booking of Richard Fourie for Duncan McKenzie has to be taken very seriously. So I think that's one of the main lights here in the first race, Jackson, Mississippi. I'm prepared to give Connection another chance on the turf.
I see, just whilst you're speaking there, I'm noticing now that on the changes that Connection has blinkers on tomorrow. Blinkers on number 3 and blinkers on number 11, Janneman.
Yeah, and blinkers on 11.
Yeah.
Okay. Now let me quickly tell you a story about Janneman. I'm going to add that in the Bible. I think it was trained by Andrew Stein in Cape Town.
Yes.
If I'm not mistaken. Yeah. And last time out on the work riders, the jockey fell off, so ignore that run. But you know, a friend of mine is a farrier in Cape Town. And he actually went and put the shoes on when he ran 17 lengths behind Master Monaco. And he told me the horse has got ability, and I've got to watch it. That's why I'm just keep an eye on it, and let's see how it goes tomorrow. But
can I tell you that they have backed it from 25-1 into 3-1. That's how much money it's come from Janneman. From if it wins, it'll be the coup of the year thus far. There have been some very good coups landed, but this will be the coup of 2023 thus far. Now, it hasn't shown, you know what, obviously it's its first run in a race ridden by professional riders, but it must be turning in unbelievable work at home.
Well, I can't believe the money for it. I was actually going to tip it to win, but I thought the people would think I'm crazy. Just on what I heard first time out from this friend of mine that does the shoes. I'm not going to mention his name. You probably know who he is.
I do know who you're talking about. Yes, I do know.
His brothers are top trainers.
Well, the point is that it, provided that it brings its homework to the races, then it's got a chance. It's a hell of a risk, though. We've seen a lot of these coups that have been foiled because they don't seem to reproduce the work back on the track. It's unshod. It's never finished closer than 17 lengths. Well, both runs have been in work riders races, but they've put the lights out. 25-1 into 3-1. That's where all the money is. Having said that, your second choice, or now your first choice, which you're telling me, Jackson, Mississippi, has been back from 6-1 to 4-1. That's a more realistic proposition for me, to be backing that with form and with the booking of Richard Fourie, who rides so well for Duncan.
Yeah, I mean, we know when Duncan puts Louis McCox or Richard Fourie on his horses, you've got to take note.
Yeah,
you've got to take serious. attention or note of that. So, I mean, I don't think Greep has got a runner here. So, yes, and he's not even riding for Greep. So, I mean, he's stable jockey and he's not riding number 10, El Combattimento. So, that's got a bit of form as well.
That tells you a story. Okay, so pretty wide in the opening leg of the bipot, which we'll come to a bit later on when we do Nino selections. Let's go to race 2. This is a maiden plate start of the PA over 1,400 meters. And in the second race, there are no changes. You can't believe it. There are hardy dars at night here, and there are hardy dars in the morning and hardy dars at all time of the day. You just go absolutely bonkers. Anyway.
Well, yeah, good for you. You don't have to play music. You can just dance to the Lordy Doors.
Yeah. Okay. Now, race 2, again, you've gone for Duncan McKenzie and Richard Free. So they could well win the first double with this opening ceremony.
Yeah, I'm going for the double. I mean, you've got to go for them again. Another weak race and 3 good runs, all on the poly. Let's hope that he brings that form to the turf tomorrow. Obviously, Chasing Cheetah is an immediate danger. She ran behind Ideal Time, who's since won another race. And let's give Federal Reserve another chance on the turf. This also has been punted in the last and the run before that, like they knew the result. Maybe she didn't like the poly. Let's give it one more chance on the turf. And then a bit of a lurker is American Dazzler.
Yeah, Sharon Cotson's runner. JP gets aboard that, number 7. So 3, 2, 4, and 7 for Nino in race 2. Race 3, the pick 6 opener. 5 to 2 is the off time of a maiden plate for fillies and mares over the 2,000-meter trip. And here, number 2, Minstrel Gallery has cheek pieces, and blinkers go on number 3, Lady Writer. So 2 and 3 have equipment changes. Now, this Minstrel Gallery, I thought was a good thing when it ran on the 9th of January. I really liked it strongly. It was on the poly. It's back to the turf, but they've taken the blinkers off.
They did take the blinkers off. I can't understand it. Why? It maybe, I can't see it. It's going further. It's going over 2,000 now. And who knows? Maybe Kamala told Gavin Smith to take the blinkers off again. But, Nico, I think Justin has brought a truckload of runners to PE. And first thing, let's just, I think that truck is going back empty because they're staying there. I don't think they're going back to Cape Town. He's got Lady Writer, he's got Be Hopeful and Future.
No, well, Lady Writer is now with Kelly Mitchell.
Kelly Mitchell, and Be Hopeful is with Cleo. The one that he still runs under his name won't be running under his name again. But the one that, what catches your eye there is that she only ran 8 lengths behind the winner of the Met. Sorry, not the winner of the Met, the favourite in the Met. One of the favourites, 8 lengths behind, Make It Snappy.
Yeah, well, we've got our strong opinions on that, but we're going to reserve that for the Clock in the Gallop direct line, which starts in a week's time. We'll mention that at the end of the show, but I've got my own opinions on that, but it doesn't concur with yours at all, if that's your feeling.
Doesn't matter. That's what racing is all about.
But listen, I wanted to tell you something about Lady Writer. When I was in Quebec last week, I know you haven't tipped this anyway, but when I was in Quebec last week, I was asked to take down some colours for Kelly Mitchell to use on a horse. And this is the horse, because these are the colours of Mr. Fegan, and those are the colours that I nearly actually put them on flying to PE last week on the plane, because I had to put them somewhere and I didn't have a bag. So I carried them as opposed to, so I'm just saying if Omen's in it go by, then that will have a chance. But you're going for Minstrel Gallery to win.
Yeah, I think that she's got all the form, and I think she's a horse to beat. Lady Writer definitely got a chance. I see Richard Foury's taken the ride.
Yes.
And he should know the horse from Cape Town. He's ridden it last time. So you might be onto something there. I think 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, they all got chances here.
Okay, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. On to the fourth at 2:30 over 2,000 meters, a merit rated 82 handicap. And the fourth race, it doesn't look like there are any changes to take note of in race number 4. And your selection here is Blonde Act. Now, Blonde Act has been very good to you and has received some top-class rides by Richard Fourie in his last 2. I mean, he has really gotten this horse home. So I think with him sticking with him and with him riding him again, he must have an outstanding chance here.
Yeah, I think so too, Nico. And I'm not worried about the switch to turf and the distance, because he won over 1,800 in Joburg. If you look back in his career, you would have seen that. I think it was at the Val, 1,800 meters. And I don't think he's going to have any problem with the turf. The only danger to me is King's Crusade. And then I don't know after that. But I think it's a 2-horse race.
Okay, so King's Crusade and Blonde Act 6, 3, 2, 1 on Nino's numbers in race number 4. Race 5 is run at 3:05. It's a Pinnacle Stakes sprint, fillies and mares up the straight over 1,100 meters. Number 8, Rapid Fire. They've put a tongue tie on this horse, Rapid Fire. You're going for Fedra. Well, she's back in her home province. You know, finishing 5 lengths off Princess Keller is not bad. I think she was 20-1. Maybe they expected a little bit closer than 5 lengths, but she's back home now, and she had reeled off 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wins and a second in her last 6 starts there. So she's back in her familiar surroundings, and you think she'll win?
I think so. I think if they thought her good enough to contest the Scepter Stakes and only 5 lengths behind Princess Keller, I thought that was a very good run. To be beaten 5 lengths. Carrying 58, I don't know what Princess Keller carried, but 60. It was close to level weight. You might have only 2 kilos, giving Princess Keller only 2 kilos and running 5 lengths. Surely that kind of form is good enough to beat this field. And like you say, I think she's one of the most improved fillies to set foot in PE. She was a struggling maiden in Cape Town, went to PE, and I think she's a 6-time winner now already.
Yeah,
and you know, she beat Clifftop, and that came out to win his last run. And she's a couple of kilos better off with civil rights. So yeah, I think she's a horse to beat, Nico.
Okay, so Strong and Fedra in race 5, 2, 5, 3, 1 are the numbers there. The 6th is off at 15:35, a merit rated 79 handicap over the 1,000-meter trip. And in the 6th race, no changes. In fact, there are no more changes on the card unless some come to hand in the next few minutes while we're doing this preview, but I don't think so. Race 6 through to 8 are clear. Now, race 6 is a 79 handicap, and your top number here is Cruisador, who you like each way as a nice roughie.
I think it is. I think he's back to his favorite distance. I think last time too far. I believe this horse 1,000 meters is his best distance on the turf. But Nico, quite a little bit of a trappy race. 3, 4, 5, 7, and 8. Any one of those can win it. But I think Cruisador at the price. I don't know if you know what the price is. Can you check what?
Confirm it with you now. The price of Cruisador is 12-1.
See, I think that's an amazing price. I'll make it a value bet.
Yeah,
I believe it's his best course and distance.
And Narcos is the horse they're backing. They're backing Narcos. Maybe MX has got something to do with that because he's married to Narcos. Yeah. But that's from 5-1 into 3-1.
If this was a 1200, look, this also has beaten Kaya's Hope. I think I tipped it somewhere. Where did I tip it?
Yeah.
Third. I was just worried about the 1,000, but it's got Richard Fourie on, and it's beaten Kaya's Hope. If it was a 1200, I would have made it a massive runner.
Yeah, okay, sorry, I just had to mute there. My kids are messing around in the background. So Cruisador to win it, but Narcos is one of the horses that you've tipped with Liddell's Echo and Variety Breeze. Let's go on to the 7th race now, which is the sophomore plate over 1,400 meters, runs at 4:05, and Kaya's Hope is back to defend his last 2 wins, and he's a very decent horse.
Yeah, very decent horse too, and I can't see him getting beaten. So, I mean, we don't have to spend too much time here. Best bet on the card, impossible to oppose, and banker in all bets. I see you looking at some. What are you looking at?
Sorry, I'm looking at my kids who are absolutely misbehaving, and they know that they're in trouble now. But Kaya's Hope is a good thing, according to you, Nino, that the compression mask goes back on, and DeMello rides it for the 3rd time. Now, this was such an easy winner last time out. I would definitely agree with you, but very short in the betting.
Yeah, but you can't help the betting, you know, Nico. We're not bookmakers, we're tipsters. We don't price all. I wish I could price it up at 3-1 for the public, but I can't do that. But it will win.
He's a very, very decent horse. That race he won last time out was just mind-blowing. It really was a very good win. Okay, so let's move on to the 8th and last race now. The 8th and last runs at 4:45, a merit-rated 82 handicap over 1,400 meters. Give us your assessment of the last of the day.
Well, I've always liked this horse Acorn when it was in Joburg. A nice, big, long striding horse. Always caught my eye going down to the start. I think between Acorn, Slings and Arrows, Live from Mars and Razor Red, the winner will come from there. But let's see how Acorn goes first time in PE. Keep an eye on that. I always thought it was going to win another race in Joburg, and a length behind the Rule by Force wasn't too bad. And then last time she ran behind Jimmy Don in a feature race. Okay, she did run 9 lengths back, but Jimmy Don is a horse that's well thought of by the connections.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you saw something there. The good thing for me is that I don't play pick sixes, so I don't really study the last races. I just do it for the public. But I think between 1, 2, 6, and 10, the winner should come from one of those 4. Unless you see something else there. No,
well, you're the PE expert. It's over the 1,400 meter trip. Maybe Acorn needs a run or 2 to acclimatize. He's only arrived there at the end of, so he's only been there a few weeks, actually.
Yeah. You know what, Nico? Just hang on. I think number 5 must go in. Daughter of Zeus. You can't leave that. That you cannot leave her. Yeah. So let me change it to 1, 2, 5, 6, and 10.
1, 2, 5, 6, and 10 if you're playing your place accumulators there. Okay, yeah, I'd wait for a run or 2 from Acorn. I think you're right in that he's a fair horse, but I wouldn't be backing him first time out in the province. I'd just wait. But maybe if there's money for him, let's just have a look quickly at the betting. Just want to see what they've priced this horse up at. Acorn is 5-1. So it doesn't look like.
And Daughter of Zeus?
Daughter of Zeus is 9-2. And it's wide open because the other favorite is Slings and Arrows at 9-2. Okay, so let's move on to the buy pot. Nino's got his buy pot, which we're going to just put up in a second. And along with the buy pot, we've got a couple of best bets and a value bet as well, which we mentioned earlier on. Let's first of all go through your buy pot, Nino, and if you'll be kind enough, you'll see it pop up on your screen to read it out for us.
Right. How much is a buy pot? 200 Rand. First leg, 3 Connection, 4 Jackson, Mississippi, 5 Captain Mornay, number 8 Bolded as Brass, and number 11 Yanneman. Second leg, number 2 Chasing Cheetahs, 3 Open Ceremony, 4 Federal Reserve, and number 7 American Dazzler. Third leg, number 2 Mistral Gallery. I would advise people to add number 3 Lady Writer in. So it would be 2 Minstrel Gallery, 3 Lady Writer, 6 Future Legend. Then we Banker Blonde Act, and we Banker Federer, and the last leg all of 3 Narcos, 4 Variety Breeze, 5 Liddell's Echo, 7 Cruisador, and 8 Vegas Gold. It will be now, it will be 250 or 300, I think, 300 Rand.
Yeah. Okay, because you're adding in that horse in the third leg, so it's basically 5 by 4, 20 by 3 is 60 by 5 is 300. So it'll cost you 300 with the addition of that horse. Best bets. Well, Fedra is 22 to 10 on this Thursday night. Race 5, number 2, Fedra, 22 to 10. Kaya's Hope is 9 to 20. So Nino suggests you take that double. And the value bet is race 6, number 7, Cruisador, who is easy to back at 12 to 1 on this Thursday evening. And that just about puts a lid on it. But before I go, Nina, can you please just tell the public that they've only got a week left to sign up for our Clock in the Gallop direct line, and people have been coming forward right the way through this week since we opened it on Monday night. 250 Rand buys you 4 race meetings of our selections, and we have great fun doing them.
Yeah, absolutely, Nico, and I would advise them to join up to help us, because as you know, we don't get paid by anybody. We do it for free, and now and again
we have done so for over 2.5 years now. Have provided, but I mean, it's not. We still provide the selections anyway for free, but this is in addition to, for a more detailed analysis.
Correct, and they're getting 5 meetings, including 12 races on Saturday. I think there's 12 races at Kenilworth on midday.
Yes, there is lots of carryovers too. I see they're starting to advertise those carryovers thick and fast now.
And the other thing, I don't know who you get in on the show. Are you getting Robert Bloomberg again?
Well, I know Robert's on holiday at the moment, but I know he's due back in the country at the beginning of the week. So I'm sure that he'll be sending through his information, just as he did for the King's Plate meeting.
Okay, so they will be getting Robert's selections as well, and all our selections combined. So yeah, and I really like.
I think we just need to.
You don't agree with me, but that's.
No, I think we just need to stress that, though. You need to stress that the previews are individual selections, and
yes,
the direct line is a discussion and a combined effort that eventually all of us really have to agree, because we did have a bit of negativity on this show, which you'll know, about me mentioning in the morning show when we did the preview that Al Mutana had a chance. And that was my personal feeling. And you will know, Nino, in the group discussion, people thought I was mad.
Yeah, absolutely. Now people have got to understand that we do that, and we are actually to blame. But you know, Nico, none of us could ever think that Charles Dickens was going to get beat. That's why we thought you were crazy.
Yeah. Well, I didn't say it would win. I actually didn't say it would win. And even on the show, I said, if you're looking for the quartet to pay, and you're looking for something to upset the apple cart, then look no further than that horse, because that horse won a Group 1 race, the Gold Challenge, which is considered in South Africa to be probably second only to the King's Plate in terms of a weight for age mile race. Best horses in the country.
Yeah, correct. And he was put right up there with the best miler with Jet Talk. I thought he was one of the best milers in South Africa. But, you know, when you got a horse like Charles Dickens in the race, you get blinded. I mean, you know, I thought that was impossible to get beaten. I didn't even study any further than that.
Anyway, whilst we're talking, I've managed to find our slide. So we're ending off with this tonight. It does start next Friday. So you've got a good full week, guys, to get on board the Clock in the Gallop direct line. And all of the Ghostryder, myself, Neil Andrews, Lyle Cooper, and Nino Podesta will welcome you with open arms. If you've never come on board before, try it once. See how it goes. We've had plenty of people coming back and back to us because somewhere along the line, the gems seem to pop out the woodwork. And that is because we debate it long and hard between all of us. 4 race meetings for next weekend. Starts on Friday. Get your entries in, or get your forms and your deposits in, should I say, by next Friday, the 27th of January, a week tomorrow. And then you've got Saturday's Kenilworth meeting, Sunday's Turpentine meeting, and Monday's Gravel meeting, all included. There's the banking account details. You put 250 Rand with your surname and your mobile number as your reference and send us through the proof to our email address, clockingthegallop@gmail.com, or to our WhatsApp number, 079 390 5747. That's where we're going to leave it today. Unfortunately, we couldn't see Nino, but I did have an opportunity of briefly having a glimpse of you. You're looking in good form, ready for a big week.
Yeah, I am. I'm ready for next week. Hopefully we start tomorrow. You know, we've always been pitching a bit early, haven't we? But we did quite well in the last competition. So that is encouraging form. And I'm sure that we're going to get it right this coming weekend, the Met weekend, I should say.
Yeah, it was actually, it could have started off today with a good day. Both Neil and I liked the outside of Fani Broncos. We got a bit of 25s and 33 to 1 earlier on. Obviously, there were scratchings which shortened in dramatically. Pendragon was also went for strongly today. And
the one in the last, another 25 that ran third as well.
Peyton's Tears was very high up on my agenda today, Peyton's Tears, and it ran third, close up third. But Nino, I'm going to leave it there because we've run out of time. But I just wanted to say thank you so much for your input. We'll follow all those horses closely. I know what I'm going to do straight away, though. I'm going to take that double with Fedra and Kaiazope, but I'm definitely liking your value play at 12 to 1.
Oh, thank you, Nico. Let's hope it arrives. And again, apologies for the loss of picture. Really, circumstances beyond our control. I want to just apologize to the viewers for that. And let's hope things go well tomorrow.
Yeah, thanks very much. Well, people are hoping now that because we've not seen Nino Podesta, but we've heard him, maybe they'll be able to see the Ghostryder, but he'll be muted, so you won't be able to hear him, but you'll be able to see him. So maybe that's next on our agenda.
Okay, nice. I can't wait to see him.
Yeah.
Is he?
Neither can
I just want to see. Is he blonde? Does he got blonde hair, black hair?
Yeah. And is he young? Was he old? Yeah.
Young? Is he old?
Anyway, leave that for another day. We've got to go. Nino Podesta, thank you so much. All the best.
Okay, pleasure, Nico. Bye-bye.
Take care. Bye.